Another day, another epic find for my Castlevania and Bloodstained collection. Hey guys, it's Mike, and today I'm going to show you something never before seen, something that a lot of people didn't even know about, that it existed, and kind of tell you the story about how I acquired it, because it's a pretty interesting story for the most part, and it's also going to lead to some really potentially cool stuff in the very near future. So sit down, grab a snack, grab a drink, and get ready for some epic Castlevania stuff. But anyways, before I get to that, I wanted to say thank you so much for all the support for the Castlevania Declassified video. It was a real hit, a lot of great comments, had some great engaging conversations with people. It was really interesting. I learned a lot about some of the stuff that I missed, some of the stuff that I was mispronouncing, some of the stuff that, while reading a document live, I was just kind of like, it just didn't occur to me. Like the fact that the name for Richter was very so clearly Lehiter, and it just didn't catch my brain. So it's cool. I'm glad that there were a bunch of people who pointed that out, some other stuff about Eric Lecard. I got a bunch of emails from everybody. I sent the document to, must have been about 30 people so far. I have got a few more emails in the queue, so just know that if you're watching this and you're like, where the heck's the PDF? I'm working on getting it to as many people as I can. So if you still want it, after watching the video, go and email me, shoot me an email. It's dyhptg@gmail.com. Anyways, so the document, by the way, is secure right there. I went ahead and put it in a frame with the Belmont family tree right up front, so you can see it when you walk by. People are gonna walk by, in my house, not that I have that many people over, but anybody walks by and be like, what a random written out thing? Well, yeah, it's kind of a big deal. It's kind of a big piece of Castlevania history. So anyways, let's talk about Tom Dubois. So recently, Tom Dubois has been kind of on the tip of gamers' tongues lately. He's come back to do the art for a bunch of newer projects, and we're happy to see his work continue. If you're not familiar with Tom Dubois, he is the North American artist who worked on games like Super Castlevania 4 for the box art. He did the box art for games like Contra 3, The Alien Wars, Snake's Revenge, just a ton of stuff. And he worked a lot with Castlevania. He did Castlevania 3's box art. So he kind of disappeared for a while, was doing other stuff, and now he's been coming back and has been working with companies like Limited Run Games for some of their Castlevania and Bloodstained related content, two of which I have right here. So these are box arts that were done by Tom Dubois. These are the Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon 1 and 2 limited collector's sets, and he did the art for both of these, and they came out great. They're really cool. He also recently did Contra Rogue Corpse, the box art for that, and I know I'm saying it wrong, but I'm not, so there. It's Rogue Corpse. Deal with it, people. Anyways, so recently there was a listing for a ton of the art that was not necessarily used for the upcoming Castlevania Anniversary Collection physical edition, the anniversary set, like the big limited collector's edition. So it wasn't necessarily used for that, but it was used in preparation for it. Rough drafts, drawings that were made for the release of the Castlevania Anniversary Collection, as well as some for Bloodstained. Now, the Bloodstained ones I don't recall were in the eBay listing, but it was released by a company who I got into contact with, and their name was Retrographics Books, or Retrographic Books. You can actually find them on Twitter at Dubois_Fowler. So they put up a listing on Twitter for a bunch of the art that Tom Dubois did in preparation for the cover art for the Bloodstained, as well as for the Bloodstained Curse of the Moon limited run games boxes, as well as Castlevania Anniversary Collection. And so the listing went up, then it went down, and then it went back up, and then it went back down. And I put I threw a bid at it, and it got just blown away right away, which I expected. I was like, you know what? There's no way I'm gonna win this. You know, it's like 12 pieces of art or something like that. It's just okay. So I kind of accepted the fact like I wouldn't be able to get a piece of history, and I was kind of bummed. But I reached out to them after the second time, and I was like, hey, I'm just curious, like, what happened to the art? You know, strike up a conversation with them. They seemed really nice, and they said, yeah, you know, we're working on other methods, basically, to release the art. You know, I'm sure they had other people who reached out to them privately as well. I can't possibly be the only one of the Castlevania Bloodstained fandom that wanted that art. So I guess what ended up happening was somebody bought up a bunch of the art that was featured, like privately, offered an undisclosed sum. That's their business, you know, not really my thing. It blew my amount that I was going to request for it. There's a lot of art, you know, 12 pieces of art like that. It's pretty cool. So I said to myself, if I could get even one, I'll be happy. So he sent me the list of, you know, the stuff that was available at the time, and I looked it over, and there were two pieces that I really wanted. One was a Simon Belmont piece, which unfortunately they are not selling. The second one is Miriam from Bloodstained, and I looked at that and I was like, wow, that's really cool. I was like, I'd love to own that. And so we went back and forth on a price, and you know, I got lucky because I almost lost this to a much higher bidder. But the people at the company were really nice, and they could see, I don't know, maybe I'm making presumptions, but they could see that I was passionate about this, and they sold it to me. So yeah, I've got a piece of history right here. This right here is the art. I went ahead and got it framed, but this is the art that Tom Dubois did for Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. Now this image doesn't match up. Again, these are just, you know, drawings. These are not the images that were actually used for the box art. But you know, just him working out how he wanted the characters to look and everything, and the design. You'll notice over here, right here, and I'm gonna film this again. I'll show you pictures of it without the glass over it. What I did was I had it professionally matted, and got a specific frame or mat created for it, so that way the paper would not rest on the glass. That way there'd be no smudging, no issues. The paper is an almost like wax type material. It's kind of interesting the way that this was done. It's like a parchment or like wax or something. I'm not sure, but it looks really cool. So this right here, it's like some sort of design. I'm not sure what they were going for. Maybe it was like an attack that was going to be used in the background or something, but it's got some white paint in the middle, which you'll see like right here. And there's a little bit of white paint on Miriam as well. You can see a few spots if you look really carefully on her hairpiece. There's a small smidge on her boob there, and then on her wrist, one of her gauntlets. So that's my big get, folks. This was it. I was really happy to get this for my collection. It's gonna get hung up right over there, and I'm stoked. I'm so psyched. I hope to maybe, you know, hopefully if he does some other art in the future, maybe I can score some of that. But we'll see what happens in the very near future. Hopefully we see something new from both Tom Dubois and the company. So again, that's Dubois_Fowler. If you want, go check it out. Let me know what you think of this art. Let me know what your thoughts are. I want to hear the comments down below. Do you have any Castlevania or Bloodstained art that you're especially proud of, or do you have any sort of art from that's like a one-of-a-kind sort of thing with any other franchise? Leave a comment down below. I'm curious as to your thoughts. Thanks again, guys, and we'll see you Later.